Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you all how to play your DS games on the Wii U. Now just jumping straight into this, the first thing that you're going to need is a DS Virtual Console game. And that got me thinking, since this is required, what's a game that most of you might already have? Brain Age. So most of you who have already done the UWUVCI hack probably have downloaded Brain Age in the past, and we use this to basically convert it into our custom firmware. Now, Brain Age isn't the only game that you can do. Another popular one is Mario Kart DS, and there are quite a few others, but I figured a lot of you might already have Brain Age. So what I did is I went ahead and reinstalled this, and I made sure to install it into my external hard drive. That's important. You won't be able to continue this part unless you're using an external hard drive or USB device. So once you get your game on the external hard drive, we will head over to the PC, so let's just start doing that. Now that we're on the computer, there's two programs that we're going to have to download. The first one being Dumpster U, and putting it simply, what we're doing today is we're going to be dumping our DS Virtual Console game, which in this case is Brain Age for me, and we're going to be injecting a new DS game into that, and I'm going to be using Plants vs. Zombies today. Now, with this program Dumpster U, this is what's going to dump our game, and I already have this downloaded, so all you're going to do is just hit download right here, and then you're going to select your version, which for me it's Windows, but again, I already have this downloaded. And the next one is going to be this UWUVCI Injectine tool. This is obviously your injection tool, and all you're going to do is click the V3.0 installer. Now, I already have this installed. If you're looking for something a little more in-depth on how these tools are installed, I made a previous video showing you how to do the same thing, but with GameCube games, and I'll leave a link for that in the description below. Now that you have all the programs that you need, I have mine on the desktop here, and I'll be going through all these individually. But the first thing I did was I plugged in my external hard drive, and you might notice off rip that nothing pops up when you do so. You're unable to explore the drive, you can't look at any games, and that's what the tool Dumpster U is for. When I open this, OBS is probably going to have a little stink. But once it comes back, it'll tell you what drive do you want to select. And for this one, I'm doing WD Easy Store. Now it's going to have you select your OTP bin or your CPROM. Now you get these files when you back up the NAND. If you followed my previous videos for either UWUVCI or Tiramisu, you probably already have this done. Just go ahead and open this, select your OTP bin, CPROM bin, same thing, select your CPROM, and then hit OK. Now you're going to see your Brain Age game. All you have to do is double click it. You're going to get a separate window pop up, and you're going to go to the output folder, and I'm going to do desktop, and then just hit A to dump game. It should only take a few seconds. This one's already done, so I'm just going to hit OK and close out of this. Now the folder this created will be just a bunch of numbers, but if you open it, go into game, you're going to see you have a code, content, and meta folder. Inside the code folder, I'm just going to delete these two. Honestly, I don't really know if you need to, but I found out that if I do, it usually works for me this way. Now I'm going to close this, and we're going to open the UWUVCI tool. From here, we're going to go to the DS tab, and it's going to have you choose a base from the drop-down window. So I'm just going to hit this and select Custom. And for Select Path, we're going to do the game that we just dumped. And you'll find these code, content, and meta folder here. You're just going to hit Select Folder, and you're going to get all these in green. Next up, it's going to say to select your ROM path under step 2 here, and this is going to be the game that you are injecting into Brain Age. So for me, I'm going with Plants vs. Zombies, which I have here on the desktop. Now, depending on the game that you're doing, it might automatically have images on this for you to use, but if it doesn't, you can use your own like icon image here. I'm going to do create file, and I'm going to do the Plants vs. Zombies cover. And the next one will be the TV image, which again, just select file, and I just have a bok choy right here for no reason. Now you can also name these. All these are optional, but I'm just going to put Plants vs. Zombies DS. You can also do a game line 2, a release year, or number of players, but this is good enough for me. Everything else is also optional if you want a gamepad image, logo image, or a boot sound effect, but I'll leave that blank for now. And lastly will be a name for this, which again is Plants vs. Zombies DS. And then we're going to click Inject. Now this only takes maybe a minute to do, sometimes less. After it pops up though, it'll tell you to close the window, and you can select on how you want this, whether for loading or as a WUP installable. So I'm doing WUP installable. Just give this a second to unpack and open folder. And we're just going to make sure we have stuff in it, and we sure do. So now we can just drag this to the desktop, and we're all set with the hard drive. I'm going to unplug that, and I'm going to plug in the SD card now. Now that I have the SD card plugged in, it's pretty simple. All we're going to do is navigate to the install folder that's on the root of the SD, and we're going to drag the WUP file right into that and let it transfer. This is actually pretty quick because it's such a small game. And that's it. We're all done with the PC for now. We can unplug this, plug the SD card back into the Wii U, and then continue from there. So now we're back on the Wii U, and I just opened the Homebrew launcher just to kind of kick things along a little bit. You guys don't have to sit through that tiramisu boot up. So let's go ahead and launch the WUP installer. And just hit load. And now it's going to take it over to the gamepad for a second. And you're going to see Plants vs. Zombies, or whatever game that you chose. And so we're just going to check mark it. Hit install, and then we're going to hit yes. Now it's going to give you two spots where you can download this, which will be, well, install, not download, will be your NAND, which is basically your system memory, or you can do the USB. USB is always safer when you want to do this, just because if you install the wrong files or just anything that can cause brick damage to your console, you'd want it on an external hard drive and not on your system memory. So I am going to do USB, and we're just going to let this install. Now it was pretty fast because it was only 40.4 megabytes, so I'm just going to hit OK. So now what we're going to do is just head back over to the main menu of the Wii U. Alright, now we're finished. So if we just scroll over, you should see we have our Plants vs. Zombies DS game here. And I'm just going to switch over to a different camera view to show you guys how this will actually look while you're playing it. Alright, so getting the game started, we're just going to hit A. And you're going to see that little plant that we put in there in the beginning along with the title. And let's see if I can get gamepad into here as well. Now we're going to get this screen that says press A to start. And now you're going to notice that the screen is a little wonky. I mean, if you look at the tablet as well, you're going to see you have the two sides, almost like if you were using a DS. But all you have to do is hit the R trigger. This will bring up a sub menu, which you can go to screen settings, and then you'll be able to select which type of screen that you actually want. So if I go over to this here, it'll be full screen, I believe, on both pad and TV. So now if I just go back, you can see this is what we're working with. So it says touch to start. And then I should be able to start adventure. And it's working pretty well. Now, I'm not going to do too much gameplay of this just because I don't want this video to take forever, and the whole point of it was just to show you how this can be done with your DS backups from the eShop. So, yeah. I think I'm going to end the video here. If you guys run into any issues, feel free to leave me a comment down below. I'll try to get back to you as quickly as I can. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Adios.